Hi, in this lecture we are going to learn about branching statements. Some people call it decision making statements, some branching statements, while the other call it simple continue and break statements. So before being familiar with this basic syntax of branching statements or decision making statements or whatever, I'm gonna share a story behind why we use these statements. Suppose that you have a data of 1,000 customers on your website and you just want to details till specific number or maybe name. So if I more clarify this scenario, it would be that we have 1,000 name of customers in our website and we just want to take the data of one customer and that customer name is Alex, and in the 1,000 customers this Alex person is at 300 index. So there are many ways you can access its data. You just have to make one for loop that will start from I is equal to 0 to I less than or is equal to 1,000 and I plus plus, so that by having this loop you can easily match out the name of Alex to your database that have 1,000 customers. But remember one thing, that by having a loop that gonna start from 1 to 1,000 will going to check all of the customers of your specific niche. So in case if your name of Alex is at something like 300, then it's going to check all of the names of the customers which are not that relevant. Why? Because our name is at 300 index and his name is Alex. We just need information regarding this name, but our for loop is going to access all the data of 1,000 customers regardless our name was at the index of 300. So if you have some background of computer sciences or you are doing some college degree or maybe university degree in computer sciences, then you should all familiar with the data structures time complexity. It's going to cost very high time for our processor to work, and this type of code is not going to be efficient. So if you don't know anything about data structure, then don't worry, go to help data structure, because we are going to see it practically so that you can understand why it's not very handy technique to access all the information of 1,000 customers. If we get the information at the index of 300, that's all. We don't have to go after the index of 300. So breaking our loop at the time having our data is going to be accomplished by continue and break statements. So let's code it so that you can understand it properly. First, I'm going to add one simple array of names. Now let's give it some couple of names. So I have made this simple array of names in which I have some data for the name of Jazib, Akram, Ali, Alex, Tat, and Sean, David, and Ruth. So now I'm going to access all of these data members of our array names, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8. We have total 8 names in our array of names. Now let's add one for loop here, and I'm gonna use variable of I is equal to 1, and we want it to run up to 8. So I less than is equal to 8. Then for increment, okay, now first I'm gonna show you the structure of this array. So by using print underscore r, and we have this array names. Now let's save this. We have this file of branching.php. Let's put this print dash r outside of the loop so that we can have the structure one time. Now let's save this and refreshing the page. See, now we have our array. Jazib, Akram, Ali, and Alex, Straight, Sean, David, and Ruth. As you can see, our array index is starting from 0 here because I've told you many times that arrays index always starts from 0. So no matter I started my loop from 1, it's going to assign the address of 0 to Jazib and then so on. Now suppose that we don't want our array to show the information after Alex. We can do that by continue statement. So if I add one simple if statement right here, but before doing that, let's delete this print dash r from here. Now let's add one simple if statement inside our for loop, and I'm gonna say if our array of names which is iterating on our for loop is equal to Alex, this name right here, then what should you do? You continue your work, means by using continue, whole our information is going to show on the screen in our browser, but not this Alex one. We will have our Jazib, Akram, Ali, and after Ali we will have Tate instead of Alex. So it means that if name is equal to Alex, then continue, means just skip our Alex, we don't need it. So let's save this, and outside of if statement inside of our for loop, let's echo one simple statement of names which are iterating on the ith index of our for loop. Let's concatenate it with our br tag. Let's see it in browser now. See, now we have two errors on line 12 and 15. It's just because it was okay with the print dash r statement by using ith index from 1 to 8, but it's not okay with echo statement to use the index of I from 1. So we have to make it 0 to 7. It will be the same from counting from 0 to 7 as from 1 to 8. Now let's save this and see it in browser. See, now we don't have any error, and moreover we don't have our Alex in our all the names of this name array. We have Jazib, Akram, Ali, then it skipped Alex, then we have Tate, Sean, David, and Ruth. Now suppose you want to show just the data till your name of Alex. You want to skip the data that is showing after your name of Alex. So you just have to add one break statement inside your if statement. So let's remove this continue statement from here, and I'm gonna add one break statement. Now let's save this and see it in browser now. See, now we have Jazib, Akram, Ali, and there is no item after Ali because in our condition we said if name is equal to Alex, then you should break. You don't have to go further. You just show me the data before the name of Alex. So using continue and break statements are very handy, and these two statements used in every programming language, C, C++, C Sharp, and PHP as well, because of their emerging efficiency in our codes.